of accommodating failure into the narrative of our lives so that when we do fail, we do not feel or have to accuse ourselves always of being losers. One of the great enemies of creativity at a corporate and a personal level is the fear of failure. And no creativity, as Nietzsche told us, no creativity can occur without an accommodation with failure. If you are not prepared to fail, whether that's as a client, as an agency, as an individual, if you're not prepared to fail, you cannot succeed.
Every single one of you who is struggling right now, you need to understand this. What you're going through right now is necessary. What's happening right now is you are forging the fucking skills. You are forging the determination. You are forging the fortitude. You are forging all the fucking things that nobody else is gaining because they're sitting on their hands and you're willing to push through.
You're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Now, this is your time. The light of new realization shines on you today.
A hobo sleeping under a bridge or on a park bench that has no material possessions, none, does nothing of any constructive nature. That person gets exactly the same amount of time as the most productive industrialist in the world. We all get exactly the same amount of time. So it's what we do with the time that makes a difference.
I urge you to let this current moment push you to improve yourself in all areas of your life, at work, at home, activism, spirituality, wherever you can find hope, follow it. And remember, you are never alone. Lean on that strength of togetherness. Keep the collective strong. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're gonna do. Don't just dream about what you're gonna do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing.
When I stopped thinking about myself and I started thinking about how can I be useful to other people. And I think that I did not grow up and become the person I am until I was less focused on me and I was more focused on how could I be useful? Who could I help? Because the amazing thing is when you help somebody, that gives you confidence.
The fact that I'm going to die one day and that everyone around me is going to die and no one will remember me after a certain point makes me feel so good. Like, because I could do the best thing in the world and nobody would remember it ever and I'll die and it won't matter and everyone else around me will die and it won't matter. Or I could do the worst thing in the world and that won't matter because I'll die eventually. So you don't really have to worry that much. Obviously don't hurt.
Every situation is an opportunity and you don't got to do more work than the next man. You get to do more work than the next man. You get to take advantage of your opportunity and see a spectrum that people don't get to see. You know, you get to live out the levels of life that, you know, people don't get to see. You know, people don't get to see the bottom sometimes.
And every one of us has the right to think freely. We cannot be indifferent to the fate of people affected by conflict and oppression anywhere. There is still no more powerful or revolutionary idea than the principle that we are all born equal. We are all equal. There is no power on earth that has the right to tell us otherwise, and no more important cause than to defend the fundamental human rights of our fellow men and women.